I grew up with a simple idea. A country stands because the law stands. So I respect order. But seeing covered faces in an official operation, and then hearing people died, shakes me. Not because firmness offends me, because power acting in everyone's name should be able to face everyone.
That discomfort reaches something delicate. Democratic authority isn't only force, it's force exposed. It must accept being seen, debated, challenged, precisely because it acts for the common. When the face disappears, the question rises at once. Who answers for this? Democracy begins where responsibility has a name.
A line keeps returning. When you've got nothing to blame yourself for, you've got nothing to fear. It's comforting, but it assumes something huge, that law and justice walk together. History proves otherwise. Atrocities have worn perfectly written laws. So what's the safeguard when law starts serving the fear of the moment?
You've named the essential distinction. The rule of law can decay into mere rule by law. One protects, the other can oppress with paperwork. Legality alone isn't enough. Higher principles, limits, rights, independent judges, decisions made public, and a real ability to challenge power. Without counterweights, law becomes a refined way of saying, obey.
And yet the argument on the other side is strong. The country is exhausted under pressure. Someone must take control. I can feel why that works. When fear rises, nuance looks like weakness. Procedure starts to feel like a luxury. How do you answer that without sounding naive?
Fear produces a primitive philosophy. It reduces the world to threat and demands immediate relief. The danger is when relief becomes doctrine. Then the question stops being what is just and becomes what delivers immediate results. What delivers immediate results doesn't always build what endures. Democracy isn't defended only by strength. It's defended by the restraint it imposes on itself.
The tipping point for me is the method. An operation may be necessary, but a fatal mistake, a so-called preventive shot, those things alter what the country is. Because once a death becomes acceptable loss, a moral boundary has already fallen. And when that boundary falls, what guarantees it stops at the right place?
A society reveals itself in edge cases. Once death enters, the issue isn't only order, it's what becomes disposable. Public force must be conceived as force that holds back, especially when it could do anything. Here's the difficult idea. The strongest authority is the one that refuses to go to the end of its own power.
There's something else. Pleasure. Not just enforcement. Pleasure in seeing an opponent crushed, reduced, humiliated, sometimes worse. That scares me. Because that joy doesn't aim at peace. It aims at repetition. It demands a new moment, a new spectacle, a new body.
When politics feeds on humiliation, it changes species. It stops seeking coexistence and seeks symbolic cleansing, a scene where some become less than citizens. Then law is no longer a shared frame. It becomes an emotional weapon. Emotional weapons always widen their aim because emotion demands intensity.
So I circle. Without firmness, the country frays. With certain kinds of firmness, the country becomes something else. I want neither chaos nor cruelty. I want to say my country without signing a blank check to force.
That's the adult question. How to gain security without paying for security with liberty and liberty with dignity. A people doesn't necessarily lose democracy the day force appears. It loses it the day force becomes normal, routine, unquestioned, when fear starts deciding in place of law.